Look at me square in my face.
I'm looking in your eye holes right now.
Watch the nod.
Okay.
And go.
The worst.
Yep. Oh, hello everyone, and welcome to the Funky Panther, coming to you from Fort Worth, Texas. We've got a fantastic show, super excited about it. We've been looking forward to this for a very long time. I don't know if you know that or not, but we're pretty stoked. We've got our special friend over here, Dayne. You want to say hey?
Hey, how's it going?
From Dayne's Barbecue, which we are a huge fan of. So we're ready to get into it. Sit back, relax, and enjoy. I'm Chad.
I'm Javier.
And I'm Tim.
And we are the Funky Panther. Woo.
Yeah,
I joined in on that.
That was smooth.
He's like, good
I'm
Lord,
here.
I'm joining it.
I wish I had a deep voice like that.
Yeah, just smooth, deep butter voice.
I sound like a horrible chipmunk almost.
Like that sultry, just like.
Good Lord. His voice matches his beard.
Yeah, for sure.
I love it.
We could start like one of those acapella bands. That'd be cool. We could like.
I'm going to tell you, we're not going to talk about beards. I'm still bitter about not having my beard anymore, but
Yeah, I saw a picture. It's weird how you get used to people looking the way that they are.
Yeah.
Because I was so used to the beard. It was years.
I had a beard for almost 10 years.
Ooh, nice crack.
Really?
And then, once COVID
COVID
hit, he had to wear the mask and he had to get rid of the beard. And now he's stuck with that stupid thing.
I'm scared to shave it. Yeah, I'm scared to see how fat my
Good
face
Lord.
is.
Just
now.
I've done look right here. Look at this.
I forgot I had a double chin.
Bush here, and I'm like, why the hell did I do this? But like at one point, I shaved too much off, and I was like, fuck it, I already went down this low. Might as well do the rest. So,
Yeah.
Beards are meant for hiding chins. That's
yes, they are.
what they're all about.
Absolutely, that is 100% true. Yeah.
So how have y'all been? It's been a week since we've got together. Well, I take that back. We got together this weekend.
We
But
did.
How have y'all been?
Good. Started construction on the house.
Oh, nice.
So driveway is now underway. I'm not, to clarify things, I'm not building a house. I'm remodeling my house, but we're adding a driveway, adding a pad to the back. So that started. I went with a friend of ours, actually, Rico.
Oh, yeah.
Rico Suave, old Jesse Rico.
Yes. So he's hooking it up, and
Very cool.
if you didn't know, concrete's really hard to come by right now.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's very expensive. So
It's not just
Everything
concrete.
is.
Yeah, it's like wood, metal,
Everything.
concrete.
Yeah.
Microchips for cars, like they're going crazy.
we had
Briskets. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
we had two concrete plants, is what he told me, shut down in Texas. And yeah. So that was one of the issues, but we're getting it done. So that's stage one. Stage two is a nice big deck on the back of the house.
This is
And
a
then-
family show, Tim.
Yeah, I'm sorry. And then it's on to the inside.
nice heavy deck.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been making deck jokes lately because Lola's just added a deck, and I've been making a bunch of.
If
deck
you
jokes.
if you trim the bushes
I'm like,
around
that's
it,
a beautiful new deck. Try to say it just like on just borderline, you know. That's a beautiful new deck you got there.
it makes it look
nice
bigger.
wide deck.
Trimming the bushes.
Trimming
makes
the bushes
deck look bigger.
Trimming the bushes around the deck makes the deck look bigger. So make sure Lola's keeps the bushes trimmed.
Yeah. Sorry, Mom. All right.
Sorry, Mrs. Chad.
So what about you, Javier? How you been?
I've been good working. It held
Busy?
it held yesterday, and it held like a week ago, and it held a month ago. So I got like a shitload of work, and I've been working late all week since then. I worked until 11 o'clock last night, and after we're done here, I got to go back to work. So
Cool.
It's heavy. It's heavy stuff.
Hey, enjoy it though while you got the money coming
Oh
in.
yeah,
and the business, you know.
I was trying to buy a new truck, but that didn't work out.
We let's not get into that.
Yeah. So for those that are listening, to all of our listeners that do not already know where you work, do you want to like drop the name so you can like have additional business?
Yes, I work at Quality Paintless Dent Removal, located at 2821 Whitmore Street, near downtown Fort Worth. We've been available since 1997, and we are here to. Tim did a better job.
Yeah, he did.
God
But
damn it.
you were doing so well.
Yeah, we've been there forever. We work on everything, and we're a full service body shop, and we specialize in hail damage. And we have another shop in Lake Worth called Crown Collision. So yeah, if you have any hail damage or anything like that, come by and let me know. We save deductibles up to $1,000, and we work with all major insurance companies. And Yeah.
It's bad weather season Texas.
It is.
In Texas,
It's worse now than it was before. I mean, last year we got hail, but before that we hadn't had like maybe 3 or 4 years without a really good hailstorm here in the DFW area.
Did you get any hail where you are?
No, I've kind of avoided it a little bit.
That's good.
We're actually, I think where our house is currently, it hailed there, but we're living in a hotel right now because of when the ice storm happened. We had some water damage.
Oh yeah.
So there's some like insurance construction going on at the house. So we have me, my wife, our 4 kids, and the dog and the 2 cats in a hotel right now.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah, Javier, you think
for an undetermined amount of time?
Dang.
They're like, yeah, it might take like 2 to 9 weeks. You know?
Yeah. Is this like they had to get? I'm sure they had to gut everything out, and it's pretty much is it the frame? Pretty much.
Yeah, they're like replacing the drywall and the sheetrock and stuff. Yeah, it's just and then repainting and all this.
Well, the other problem getting contractors right now
Because everyone had that problem.
Yeah, everyone's busy.
Yeah. That's crazy.
It's a little chaotic.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. No,
Maybe I shouldn't have asked. I feel like that.
No, it's fine.
Way to bring the mood down, Chad.
Yeah, way to start it off.
But I think the house got a little bit, but I don't think it was anything that we need to repair.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Well, that's good.
We're going to be good. Yeah, we'll call you if we find it.
Absolutely.
For sure.
I got you, buddy. You don't got to pay a dime.
But they're already doing like insurance work on it, so I don't know. Might as well just add it in. You know?
I'm trying to think of places that we went to over the weekend.
You did it. Did you do the farmer's market?
No, we didn't end up doing the farmer's market. We did go to Macero for Tav's birthday on Thursday. Love Macero. Have you ever been to Macero over on Clear Fork? It's like it's kind of like an upscale Tex-Mex restaurant, but it's really, really good.
Is it right by like Doc B's, like right next to it?
Exactly.
Yeah, okay,
And across the
I've
street
seen it.
from B&B Butchers.
Yep. Yeah, I've been by there, but never in. So.
The food's good. They've got really great cocktails. I think we've mentioned it before. And they've also got this like Cinco Leche cake, which is like just a ginormous like tres leche cake. And it's so,
It's got 5 leches.
But 2 additional leches. But it's good. It's really good. So we did that. And then, we celebrated Tav's birthday this weekend. So we went to Joe T's with both families. That was fun. Having her family and my family at one table at the same time. I wasn't stressed or anxious whatsoever. It was a fantastic time.
Yeah.
Yeah, whenever your parents and her parents, they get pretty drunk.
They didn't
though.
No. And it was funny because Tab's mom was like, she was talking to my mom and my mom was like, yeah, I don't really drink. And then Kelly's like,
yeah, you are today.
You do.
You're going to drink today, lady.
She's like, every time I see you, you drink. And she's like, well, that's because you forced me to. Basically, they're bad influences when they're together. But yeah, it was fun. We had a couple pictures of the delicious margaritas there. The food was like it is at Joe T's. The good thing about brunch, though, I've never been there during brunch, is they have like a full menu. You don't just have 2 options. You've got like chilaquiles and migas and
at Joe T's.
Yeah.
So they carry like probably like the menu from over at Esperanza's.
Yeah, I think so. And I had the chilaquiles and it was really good.
How do you feel about Joe T's?
I've only been there for dinner. I guess maybe if I was there for brunch, I'd feel differently. I just think, it's just pretty standard.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, absolutely. Like people ask me, like, they when you bring someone in town, they're like, "Oh, take them to Joe T's," and I'm like, "Well, if you're gonna do that, go eat. If you're gonna eat Mexican food, go eat at Esperanza's across the street because it's the same people that own it. Eat there. It's a better food, and then go across the street and drink your margaritas. Get drunk.
They got. I mean, they got
it's an awesome atmosphere.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can't really recreate that. That's just the history there, and just
so many famous people go over there.
Yeah,
like who was it? Owen Wilson was over there. Christy saw Owen Wilson.
Yeah,
and who else? Reba McEntire was there last week.
Really?
Yeah.
Reba was at the coffee place that Jesse and I like. That Real Car. Yeah.
Han Solo comes over here every now and then. I mean, Harrison Ford
flies his plane here, right? I think.
Yeah,
he flies his plane here, and is usually going to Bell Helicopter for training.
Oh, okay.
And Tammy would tell me that he would go to Finn McCool's, and he likes going to Taco Heads, and we got to get him over there to Dayne's because.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
He's going to fucking love it.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
So Joe T's was cool. Like after all the rain last week, it was just beautiful. Like all the plants were going nuts. And so it was really, really pretty. And then y'all came over and we had a little shindig at the house for her with like wine and cheese. And we played, what was it? Jackbox TV, I think is what it is.
Yeah,
Have you ever
Jackbox.
played those games? Mm-mm. No. So there's these games you could download on like your Apple TV, Xbox, PlayStation, all the things. And basically it's like the game is on the TV and then you connect with your phone. You just like go to a web link and you put in a code and it has like up to 8 players. So really it's a party game. It's meant to be like a party game. And we had probably like, I don't know, 12 or 13 people over at the house. And so 8 people can play at a time. And there's ones like finish the sentence and you're supposed to do some crazy shit. You know, it all depends on how funny the people are around you and who, you know, who's involved. But you could also do the same thing with like, you know, the family and it would be pretty tame. You know what I mean?
I'll have to look into that. We've got a bunch of kids, so we're always trying to figure out how to entertain them.
It's fun. And there's one that's like drawing. And so like your character goes against someone else's character. And it could definitely be tame. And I think there's even a setting where you can dumb it down a little bit if you want to for like the whole family. But it was so much fun. Yeah. And I don't know if I've laughed that hard. I don't remember the last time I laughed that hard.
It's been a while.
It's been a while for me. Fun.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Before his cancer tongue.
Come on. Come on, man. Okay. I didn't bring it down. Now you brought it down.
Yeah, you brought it down.
You ruined it.
Let's try to go not 50 minutes trying to get to the.
Yeah. Well, now we're gonna ask Dayne. Hey, man. Thanks for joining us today.
Yeah,
we're really excited about it.
Dayne of Dayne's Barbecue.
Yeah.
Been looking forward to it.
So why don't you tell us a little, we've talked to you, but you're always so damn busy on weekends at your spot. And so we never really get to talk. So why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
I'm just really passionate about cooking barbecue. That's kind of how it started with me. I just started doing it in the backyard, just kind of similar to probably anybody else that cooks. But I don't know. Something clicked and I was just like forced myself to try to get better each time. And I was just kind of became obsessed with it. You know, it was just, I needed a hobby to attach to. I don't know. I probably didn't like my job at the time or something. You know, it was like, I was a mail carrier back then and I was just something to get my mind off everything. And so I kind of poured a lot of my attention into barbecue. That's kind of how we got here, you know, military brat. So moved around a lot, but I've settled here about 14 years ago. So, so I've been here for a while. My family's from here.
Here being Fort Worth, right?
Yeah. So, my dad, his 4 sisters, my grandparents, all my cousins live here. So it was just a natural place to come back to, but, moved around a lot as a kid. So, that's why I probably don't sound too Texan. A lot of people are like, hey, where are you from? I'm like, I've had like 7 different accents in my life. So it's just like a little bit, you know, I lived in California for a while and in Colorado, Texas, England, Japan, and Italy as well. So
wow,
that sounds like a very fun. What was your favorite spot?
Japan. Yeah. Japan was the best.
How long were you out there for?
I was there for about 3 years. It was 8th grade, 9th grade, and half of my 10th grade year. Yeah. So
you were old enough to enjoy it though.
Yeah. And that was like back in like the like Jackass era, you know?
Yeah.
So like it was just kind of
Panda, they were dressing up.
We were just out there like having a good time, you know, like nobody, like we can't, even if somebody yells at you, you know, like we can't understand what you're saying. So it doesn't really matter all that much, you know.
Oh my God, I'm very jealous.
So it was a good time, and just but the people in Japan are so nice too. It's just like it's really easy to go off ace and have a good time.
That's cool.
It was just so much different than anything I've ever experienced. You know, you can get almost anything that you can get in America, but everything's just a little different in Japan. You know, It's like they kind of look up to Americans a lot in a lot of things. That was my favorite place ever. Yeah,
that's what
I'd love to go back.
Did you ever have like the food in the vending machines, like they have like whole meals?
They have like anything in the vending machine.
I think you can also buy like underwear and like shirts. Like
you can probably buy anything in the vending machine there. That's how it used to be, at least. Like even you didn't even have to have an ID. They just like. You just buy alcohol in a vending machine.
Oh my God. Yeah.
You don't have to like show an ID or anything.
That's crazy.
It's just like they trust that if you're not of age, you're not going to be.
Did you ever pick up any words like like I'm Mexican, so I'm like the curse words. Give me the curse words.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I did. Yeah, especially at that age, I was 8th, 9th, and 10th grade, so I figured out how to say all the all the inappropriate words that you'd want to or need to know.
I need to hear one. I need to hear one curse word.
Do you remember any of them?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Oh yeah, he still uses them.
Yeah, all the time. Yeah, ching ching. That's how you say penis. You know? Yeah, which doesn't really sound like a Japanese word. But
so weird.
That's funny.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Well, that's good to know. Everyone just learned something on the podcast.
It sounds made up, like you were trying to make up some like Japanese or like Chinese words.
We're going to Google it later, and we're going to find out that he did make that up.
Yeah, probably. It's probably just something I've made up along the way.
Oh my god! No, awesome.
but that's just kind of I had an option to take Japanese when I was over there in school, and I took Spanish instead. I didn't want to have to learn the new alphabet and all that,
Right.
It's just like I can read Spanish, I can't read Japanese.
Spanish is probably more realistic when you came home, right? Like,
exactly. Yeah.
No burrito, por favor.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
Far more beneficial.
Well, you and I took French in high school. I don't understand why.
Well, I was the French vice president.
Were you?
Yeah, the French club vice president. We
nerd.
created the club because it didn't exist, so that we could put it on our resumes for college. True story.
Of course.
Yeah, we were in the yearbook, and it was a 6-month-old club.
Yeah.
I knew how to say
So Chad, you travel a lot, right? Like that's something I see on your Instagram a lot, and I'm like, man, it looks awesome. Like some of the places you've gone, and I just see that, and it's like. It's always cool to see the way you document it too. It's really cool. Yeah.
Well, I appreciate that. Yeah. I feel like I had, when I was younger, we didn't have a lot of money. We would like travel around Texas or go to like New Mexico, and it was always fun, but we never got to do anything big. Mm-hmm. And whenever I grew up and started making money, I was like, man, I want to hit all the 50 states. And I did. And now I'm just like, well, I want to go here. And it's fun. It's good stuff. But I appreciate that.
No, for sure. No, I kind of miss traveling a lot. I didn't appreciate it enough when I was a kid, and now it's hard to get away, so. Well,
with 4 kids, I would assume so. Yeah.
And a flourishing barbecue business. And,
for sure.
Good Lord. I don't even know how he's here.
Yeah.
How is he here tonight?
Yeah, I got to go back and prep sausage after this.
Oh,
wow. I mixed up the seasonings and everything, but I got to go back and
got to get back to work,
finish the process, and then I'll go home. But
All right, so let's get into something we call the Funky Five. You listen, so you probably already know the questions we're going to ask you.
Yeah,
and we'll go through the Funky Five to get to know you just a little bit more, and then we'll get into the business, the meats, the good.
Yeah,
sound good?
Sure. Yep.
All right. So
I was like, "What the fuck is that noise?"
we're doing a little different thing. We're putting a little background.
Javier thought he accidentally pressed the Google button where it turns on the vibe for
turns the lights down, and the lube dispenser comes out.
You have one of those?
What?
It doesn't matter. All right. So let's get into it. Question number 1 is, what is your favorite Fort Worth restaurant?
So, favorite restaurant. I attend a lot of barbecue stuff.
Yeah.
And I like to try barbecue and support a lot of barbecue places, right? So typically I'm going to a lot of barbecue places. I really like Goldie's Barbecue.
Yeah.
I don't get an opportunity to go there a whole lot, but that's one of my favorite places.
I've heard of that.
It's technically in Fort Worth, but it's near Kennedale.
Oh, okay.
So they're really good. Yeah, I think it's just probably a mile within Fort Worth city limits, but it's Kennedale and Arlington, kind of on the border right there. But I really like them a whole lot. Black Cat Pizza, I like to go there a lot. I love Jaime over there. He's a good buddy. We've done a couple collab pop-ups.
That's cool.
Let's see. Trying to think. We just haven't really gone out a whole lot lately. You know, I mean, I wish I had an opportunity to go out and eat more and everything like that. But we've just been kind of tied down.
Sounds like it, yeah.
it's been COVID. We've got a baby. You know,
Yeah.
he's almost 8 months old now.
Wow.
So it's just we're not really getting out a whole lot. But
I hear you.
if we go out, we usually go to kind of the south side area and just go to
All right.
Bearded Lady, all that stuff. Yeah. So
That's a great area. I think that's probably the area that we've been in the most.
Here lately.
If we go out, just because there's so many places that we like in that very small, like 3 or 4 blocks. It's all walking distance. You park and you walk around.
it's kind of the most comfortable place to kind of wander around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. I feel like 7th Street used to be like that until it turned into what it is now. And then Magnolia, but then everything closes really early and has weird hours.
Right.
And it's like South Main is the spot now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I love that area. I want to go to, what is it? Tinny's or
Tiny's.
Tiny's. Yeah.
Is it Teenies or Tinies? I think it might be Teenies. But yeah,
Maybe.
it's
Teenies,
delicious.
Tiny's.
Yeah.
It's real good.
Yeah, we've been wanting to check that place out, but
Yeah.
it's just been hard. We've got to find a babysitter anytime we want to go out, and it's
Yeah.
just it's pretty hard to.
And you'll want to,
Get a
like,
night
if you
out.
get like they've got like this roof patio. You've got like the view of downtown. If you did it like when the sun's setting, it's beautiful. Like it'd be a great date night for sure.
Yeah,
It's a cool spot.
We want to go to this like I guess it's pizza place that's like Texas Day Brazil, but for pizza or something.
Someone said something about that place recently.
like-
Is it a fancier Cece's Pizza?
I don't know. Yeah, I think so.
Oh, wait. DeLuca?
yeah,
DeLuca?
yeah, something like
yeah,
that.
I've been wanting to try that out too.
They just opened up in Fort Worth like about 2 months ago, a month or two ago.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the place that we want to check out next when
Yes,
we
please.
figure out a time. You know,
Yeah.
but it's
Yeah, I
just hard.
understand.
Figure it out. We'll figure it
Yeah.
out. You'll figure it out.
All right, number 2. What is your favorite? And this might be difficult too, but your favorite drinking spot?
So we'll probably we really liked Nickel City when we were there in South Main, but probably aside from that, like sometimes we'll just go to the bar at Applebee's or something, you know, and get the dollar beers.
Oh yeah.
Don't hate on the Applebee's. They
You
have
know.
like $2 margarita specials or $1, right?
I've had some
$1
good nights
Long
at
Island
Applebee's.
iced teas, and they close at 2 a.m.
Yeah, exactly. But we haven't been doing a lot of that really.
Yeah,
But when we did, my wife, she really likes Applebee's.
That's
you
so
know,
cool.
We've definitely talked a lot about Applebee's on this.
Was it half off appetizers?
Yeah,
And then
like Wednesday
Yeah,
nights?
and then it's like dollar beers. I don't know how much beer there's really in there. It's probably like 7.5 ounces.
It's
but it's
mostly
like, whatever.
plastic
It's just
mug
like,
and then some beer.
But it feels better, you know.
Yeah.
You know, that's where I spent my 21st birthday.
Yeah.
I went to Applebee's over there by Ridgemar Mall.
Yeah.
And as soon as it hit midnight, we went over to New Orleans Nights. You know, and there I got free shots.
Yeah.
And the stripper put like matches on her nipples.
You already did the story.
Yeah, did I really?
You don't have to do the story again.
But it's a good story.
blow out your candles.
Blow out your candles, big boy.
Yeah, we've heard it a million times.
Yeah, we're good. We're good here.
But I guess it would be Lola's, you know, because that's where that's where I'm always drinking. I mean, probably like 90% of my drinking is done there for sure.
That's probably where you spend 90% of your time.
Exactly.
A lot of your
yeah.
time.
Yeah.
So,
No,
it
a
makes
lot
sense.
of time is spent up there, and
Yeah.
so I'm real good friends with all them up there, and and we're doing some cool stuff up there. So there's a lot of expansion, and they just put that covering there.
Oh, yeah.
And then they're building the deck, and they're going to start investing in some more infrastructure to just kind of make it a
Yeah.
It's a nice girthy deck.
yeah. It's a beautiful deck.
Just a really good looking deck. Before I think COVID, I don't know if I had ever. I mean, I did go to Dayne's right before COVID, and that was I think the first time I'd ever been to Dayne's. It was like not where you were in the truck, where it is now.
Yeah.
but like in the back of the building, right?
Yeah, there's kind of this. It used to be a bar that they kind of built off the backside of
Right.
Lola's Saloon.
Right.
And yeah, we were in there serving out of there.
Yeah.
So for probably about a year. A year before we got
That's
the trailer.
the only time I'd been in the. Is it called the backyard or is it? What's it called?
it's Lola's trailer
Park. That's
yeah.
right. So that's the only time I've been back there. I've been to Lola's inside to see musicians many times, but I've never been back there
in the saloon
and seeing
Yeah.
it like kind of grow and take off. I don't know if it's mostly because of COVID, because people want to be outside, or what it is, but it's awesome back there. It's really cool.
The covering is helping a lot. It just kind of makes that whole environment a lot more inviting.
Yeah.
Even if the weather's not bad, it's just nice to have something over you, and it
Exactly.
kind of reflects the light a little differently, and so it kind of creates just kind of a better ambiance there.
Right.
Yeah.
And there was like a rummage sale not too long ago, and that was like a perfect spot to like have the different vendors, and then y'all like turn in some meats, and then the bar open. Like it's a lot of fun.
It's supporting local for sure. I mean, they're definitely they're kind of living it there for sure. Like local vendors, musicians, like everybody that's been kind of hit hard by this. You know, they have a home there. You know, and so it's definitely kind of a hub for people that are trying to be creative, entrepreneurs, people that are following their passion, and
love that.
If it's music or just whatever, if they're making jewelry or they've got these dreams that they want to do. I mean, a lot of people get their opportunity to put that in front of people at Lola's. Right. And so that's what makes Lola's pretty special, I think. So
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Didn't you make a lot of people mad though at the rummage sale whenever you got like the last of the meat?
Yeah, I do remember that.
He remembers. Everyone was yelling. They had pitchforks. I don't know where they got them, but they were really upset. And then your wife was like, "Hold on a second." And she yells over my head, "They got the last meat!" And I was like, "Son of a!" They're gonna come after us.
We used to, when someone would buy the last of the meat, we used to hand them marker and make them mark it off of the
Oh, that's awesome.
so that
that is very cool.
So now you don't have to be mad at us. Right. You're mad at that guy that just bought the last of it.
That's like playing with like the hog and then slaughtering it. You know
what kind of metaphor is that?
When I was growing up in Mexico, we'd play with the hog before we kind of made chicharrones. So like they're like, up now you gotta
playing with the hog.
Well,
is this another deck joke?
I don't like where this is going.
God damn it! Very good. We're playing with the pig, and then they're like, here you go. You got to cut its throat now. I'm like, I don't want to. You got to. You're playing with it. And you got to fucking cut it.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's the way it was.
That explains a lot that's wrong with you.
Explains a whole lot. Yeah.
My life.
Okay, moving on to question number 3. Your favorite local musician?
Oh, I would say Levi Ray. Yeah.
Yeah, he was just on the Fort Worth Weekly cover.
Yeah, so he's awesome. He's a good friend of mine too. He's up there all the time, but I think he can just sing so well, and he writes really good songs, and he's got to be one of my favorites for sure, just because he's one of the nicest guys, and he comes out and supports a lot. And I've just kind of watched him kind of grow and put in the effort, and he's out there playing all the different venues, and he's putting in the time, the effort, and the work. And he's probably my favorite guy.
You really
right now.
don't see that a lot, especially here now. Like you don't see a lot of they're like, well, stuff's not really opened. I'm just gonna see what's out there. But no, he's putting in the work and looking for the venues and going out and getting them. So
yeah, for sure,
very cool.
Yeah, no, and everybody knows Big Mike. Like he's always through, and he does awesome stuff. He's just like a jukebox, man. You can just throw
everything.
You can just throw any song you think he doesn't know it. He's got it. Yeah, he's
crazy.
He's a pretty.
It's like a hard drive.
He's got a very brilliant mind. Yeah, so he's just very, very skilled. And
all right, question number 4: favorite podcast. And
you
really do not have to say. He's like shit.
God damn it!
Yeah. So since I'm a barbecue nerd, I'm doing barbecue podcasts, right?
Right.
So it's probably this one. It's called Tales from the Pits. Nice. It was kind of one of the original Texas barbecue podcasts, and they do a lot of interviews with people, and so that helps me learn just about other pit masters and other restaurants, and it's kind of just good information to know in the conversations they have. So that's probably my favorite. And then the Funky Panther, of course.
Do you, whenever you listen to those barbecue podcasts, do you try to maybe implement some of small things from other pit masters or anything like that?
Sometimes you hear something and it'll be like, hey, maybe that's something that could be useful.
Yeah.
Like a method or.
Yeah, I mean, and I've shared a lot of stuff too, and I'm not that scared to share information because you still have to do it, which is the hard part, right? So it's like I can tell y'all exactly how I cook briskets, but that doesn't mean you're going to be able to just pull it off.
Or want to. It's a lot of time and a lot of effort.
Exactly. Yeah, the want to is the main part. You know, if you don't have that, you're not going to last cooking 20 hours straight.
Oh, for sure.
You really have to want to. You know, that's kind of what drove me this far, is just being super passionate about barbecue. But once I got into the barbecue world, it was like you meet people in the community, and then that kind of just inspires you and drives you even more. And this weekend was a good example of that. So
and we'll get into that in a minute. I'm really excited about hearing about it because the pictures, I had fun watching the stories and the pictures.
Yeah, it was fun.
So it's like a whole community, though. Like, you know, it's nobody's selfish. I mean, like, if you're growing, like, shouldn't everyone grow? Like,
no, for sure. That's the way we look at it. I don't really see us as competition with anybody else, like Panther City or Bricks or Derek Allen's or whatever. We're all just trying to like make the pie bigger. We're not stealing anybody's piece. We're just like showing people that barbecue is good, and you do actually like barbecue. Like it's not just Dickies or whatever you thought barbecue was from when you decided maybe you didn't like it. So we're just getting more people into the, you know, kind of ring of people that are eating barbecue.
Like, I'm not gonna lie, like I was kind of small in my circle. I was only going to, I mean, I've been going to Angelo's since I was 10 years old. And I used to go to barbecue in the Brazos, and I mean Risky's always, because it was Risky's, you know. But it's great to see like so many other spots that are opening up, because you're trying new flavors, you're trying new methods of how they're making their barbecue. I mean, like with yours, I don't think I'd ever had such good sides before, because like I'm not trying to knock on like other places, but holy shit, man. Like,
hold on. We'll get into it. We'll get into it. This is like the longest Funky Five of all time.
You're jumping the gun there, bud.
I'm just getting the chills, man. It's like looking back whenever we ate. Oh my god.
Okay, stop. All right, last question. If you're perusing through the TV, you're looking through channels, and there's a movie that pops up, what movie do you have to watch, and have to watch like the rest of it from that point on?
Yeah, I know what you mean. There's certain movies that
doesn't matter where it's at,
or if you're really tired, or you know, it's probably like Almost Famous for me.
Yeah, that's a great one.
That is a good
or
one.
Chef, that one.
I love Chef. I fucking love that movie.
Yeah, that one really like spoke to me pretty hard. You know, just that one was so. Anytime it's on, that's something I'm watching all the way through.
Cool.
Sure.
Oh my god.
Awesome. We did it. We made it through, everyone. We made it through the Funky Five. Even with Javier and his side question.
Man, that was really, I love hearing that kind of stuff though. So some messages from the live chat from a Carolyn Jansen, love Dayne's, and your wife makes the best dessert, ! Yum, !
Yeah. Banana bourbon delight.
That thing is so good.
So good.
Yeah.
That was good. That's my mom, by the way. She's a huge fan.
Nice.
She's actually the reason that I went to Dayne's for the first time.
Really?
Yeah, and then got hooked, and they're hooked too. But
Nice. Bring her for Mother's Day, you know?
I don't know if she's that lucky. I was just kidding. Taco Bell, I think, has got a deal on Sunday. No, I'm just joking. So how you said that you started cooking meats at home, right?
Yeah.
So how did you get that going? You were selling them out of the house, right?
Yes.
So how did it get from there to where you are now?
Yeah, it's been a long journey. A lot of staying up all night, you know, just really focusing on making things better. I probably first cooked my first brisket about 6 years ago.
Yeah.
I just had like a little kettle grill, you know, set the coals and wood chunks on one side and then rack of ribs on the other. That's kind of the first way I was smoking everything. And then I got the little R2D2 looking bullet smoker, the water smoker. It's got like 2 racks and then a water pan. May the fourth be with you too.
Oh may the fourth be with you all.
Yeah, but it's a little R2D2 looking deal. started cooking on that and had some good success with it, and just started focusing on little details of trying to make it better each time. Started cooking for baby showers, just any opportunity I could get. I was jumping on it. I was like, hey, like begging people, like, can I please cook for your party? You know, like, so yeah, it started out like that, where I'm just like, please, like, I'm going to bring something and I want you all to eat it, and just like, please tell me what you think. You know, I used to deliver pizza at Domino's, and I remember bringing them a brisket up there and having them try it. And
I thought you were like delivering briskets out of Domino's too. Like, I know you ordered a pizza, but here's a brisket too.
Yeah.
Sounds like the best deal of all time.
I was a mail carrier in Azle, and then I also delivered pizza like a couple nights a week to pick up extra money.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And so I just was a FedEx driver, and just all throughout this time, I would just spend my time on the weekends, just kind of honing my barbecue skills. So that was something that just kind of probably did that for a year and a half. And then my wife bought me a smoker for Christmas. She had like a custom made smoker. It was like a 150 gallon like tank. It was probably like this wide, and it's probably like 48 inches long, and 24 inches wide. So you could fit like 4 briskets on there. So that was kind of what I started cooking on for the underground barbecue that I started. So I think that was January 2018. Yeah. So January 2018, I just decided I'm going to start cooking on the last Sunday or Saturday of every month and see who comes and buys it. You know, at first it was just a lot of Ashley's friends, my friends, family. You know, it was just like that. But maybe after like 2 months, 3 months, there'd just be random people that would come. And it's like, hey, did you know that person? No, I didn't know that person. You know,
that's awesome.
And we're like, oh, okay. I guess we got a random customer. And then and we got a review too. I remember that was cool. But yeah,
how did you get a review? Did you have like a social media thing, or is it you had a Yelp for your home,
or they just like made an Instagram post and we're like, hey, we got this food and it was awesome and blah, blah, blah. And yeah, I would just stay up all night and set up a little tent in our front yard, give out free beer. And it was probably just, I think the first time I cooked 1 brisket, like 2 racks of ribs and like a pork butt or something, you know, and just like, and sold that and probably, you know, just spent 24 hours cooking and like, didn't make any money, you know. Like, I mean, I spent the majority of the time building this business, not making any money, you know. So,
but the intention was you just want to like make a little extra money, like as a side hustle.
Well, it was just a reason to cook barbecue, because like it got to a point where I was cooking barbecue for no reason, right? I was just like, I need to make this brisket better. I just want to try. And so my wife was like, you know, you can keep cooking barbecue, but somebody needs to eat it, you know. Like,
and it'll probably get expensive. Just brisket after brisket.
And we didn't have the money to be wasted on anything at that point, you know. I mean, we still don't, but it's just trying to get it better each time, and that was kind of my way that I could like really challenge myself to cook multiple meats at the same time and learn how to slice it. And so I think 4 years ago, I remember posting somewhere that I wanted to have a barbecue food truck in Fort Worth. And that was 4 years ago. I just saw that pop up on my memories and I was like, well, that's cool. I didn't even realize that a year before I actually started trying, I was saying that I was going to do that. And so yeah, it took a year just for me to even make the leap into trying. Yeah. And that was over 3 years ago. So
we talked about speaking it into existence last week.
Right.
It's basically, you said, I want to do this. And then even you forget it and you still did it. It's cool.
Yeah, no, it's just about making one decision or one step each day towards your goal. And yeah, you'll get there, and you know, and just some people get there faster than others for sure. We've taken our time and kind of built organically.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, we haven't taken out any big loans or anything like that. We've just kind of slowly built it up. I was working full time for a while. Drove for Uber for a little bit while we were doing barbecue. Then I would drive for Uber when I wasn't doing that. So just finally this past 2 months ago is when we went Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
So, right.
Yeah.
And then now it's full time Dayne's Barbecue.
Yeah, but we spent probably a year and a half, 2 years making the circuit to the breweries. I don't know if y'all ever tried it out at any breweries or anything.
So I think we did. My wife says that we did. I remember. So I remember going to Dayne's, like I mentioned, like I guess January of last year, right? I think it was the first time I'd been to Dayne's at Lola's. But I think y'all were at Panther Island Brewing one time.
Yeah, because we were there a lot.
Because Tab mentioned the elote or the corn with like the was it
Flamin' Hot Cheetos?
Yep. Yes, thank you. And she remembers that, and she was like, "Oh yeah, we had them at Panther Island before." And I was like, "Oh snap, I completely forgot about that." But yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
So I did have you there before that. Yeah.
Yeah, we were probably, I think for like a year and a half, we would do like 2 pop-ups a month, and so it would be at Panther Island or Martin House. We did a lot of stuff there, or we do the rock and roll rummage sales. Actually, we did like every single one of the rummage sales, and then we would do like one brewery. And then I was working full time while doing that, and just kind of kept taking little steps, and just at some point I just had the courage to quit my job, because I was like, man, if I never quit my job, I'm just never going to like make the appropriate moves that I need to,
and go in at full steam.
Yeah.
Like you need to.
I spent a lot of time on the fence, and I'm really glad I made that decision to leave, but it was hard because it's security. It was Monday through Friday.
Right.
Got off at 5, didn't have to work on the weekends, PTO, just health insurance, all that. So yeah, it was a hard decision to make, but I decided to just drive for Uber.
Yeah.
And then take every opportunity I could to grow my business from there. So,
and now you're working for yourself.
Yeah.
And that's, I think that's honestly the dream, because like you're tired of making money for other people.
Yeah.
And so now I want to build a business, make money for myself.
Yeah, for sure. No, still working on that part.
Yeah. Well, yeah. That part tends to take time whenever you're developing your business.
Yeah. But, no, we've got a really good plan, and I think we're on the right track.
Well, the popularity's there. I mean, you're always like, whenever before you did the, weekends, like the full weekends, you were getting like I think somebody posted something like, man, why do barbecue places, or like yours in particular, like, why do they sell out so fast, and why do they close early? Why don't they make more for us? Like, well, no, get there early and, wait in line and enjoy it, actually enjoy it. But you can't just,
it's so much different than almost every other restaurant business setup. Like, everything's cooked to order, right? Mm-hmm. So people don't really understand that almost everything we do, we have to cook in advance and hope that you come out and buy it, like it's not like we just have a burger, we can roll it over to the next day, or, it's not just stuff that you can wait till later to cook or tomorrow. Like, we're making it and we got to sell it. And if we don't, the profit margins are so low that it's really not worth it. We've got to sell 100% of what we make, or it's really not worth our time. It's just, it's hard unless you're really selling a whole lot.
Yeah. How many briskets do you make on, like, say, a Saturday generally?
We've been doing about 12 briskets, but we usually do racks of ribs about the same.
Yeah.
So it'll be like 12 briskets, 12 to 14 racks of ribs. We'll do like 4 pork butts, 2 full pork bellies, like 4 or 5 turkey breasts, and then we do like 30 something, or we'll do like 100 sausage links or something like that.
I think that's something else people don't understand is, like, yes, it takes the time, but also, like, you've got a huge smoker.
Yeah.
You've got a ginormous smoker, and to do all of that, like,
and we fill it up 3 times, and that's what people don't realize is people like, so we do all the long cook stuff. So it's brisket, it's pork butts, it's pork bellies, it's stuff that's really fatty that can, and it kind of needs or overnight rest.
Okay.
Which is part of the cooking process, really, because it's kind of prolonging the time for that fat to break down kind of overnight. And then we put ribs and turkey on it, fill it full of that. When those come off, then we fill it full of sausage, sometimes more than once. So yeah, it's just,
and then you still sell out within like 2 to 3 hours generally, right?
Yeah, lately. Yeah. So it's kind of been hit or miss. So there's you get on these trends where you're like, okay, we need to make more. And then you'll get a week where you're like, we're not making more, like people didn't come to buy it. And now we're sitting on all this food. And and it just kind of makes it hard. So yeah,
I got you.
It's one of the hard parts of the business, and it's part that some people don't understand. Yeah, and they say that they're just like, hey, you should make more or whatever. And I'm like, well, you should come every time we're open. Like, then I'll make more. But,
Yeah, it makes sense.
Like we got there early. Like whenever we went.
Yeah,
You have to, man.
Yeah, that's the best way to like ensure you're going to get everything that you want, and
Like every side, every piece of meat. Like, thank God we got the big, huge.
Oh yeah, man, the way you do like the big tray. What are the two? You have two options. The big one that's like 100, 150 or something like that, right?
Yeah, you can't have your pudding if you don't eat your meat.
Yes,
yeah.
love that.
Yeah.
And that's something that's enough for like I think that we had 7 or 8 people.
And
And we brought home stuff. Like there's so much food.
It should feed about 10 people,
That sounds about right.
10 to 12 or something like that, just depending.
Or 4 really hungry boys.
We ran through that. So
I want to do like a eating challenge or something with somebody.
cool.
Like
Be the most
get like
expensive eating challenge.
get like or maybe with like the Fort Worth the Weight, which is the smaller one. Like get a competitive eater to like come out and make a big event of it and like see if he can eat it all.
There's that
cool.
lady that does that where she did the Big Texan. Like she's like, oh no,
yeah.
the whole thing. Got to have her on. Just
Yeah,
run
you got to
through
do
those.
that, man. I remember when I was a kid driving through Amarillo. Always dreaming about the Big Texan.
Just like
We tried to recreate that for a friend of ours for his bachelor party because we couldn't.
Sort of.
Yeah, we couldn't get to Amarillo, and he always wanted to try to do the Big Texan. So we got him a tomahawk steak.
yeah.
Shrimp,
It was like a 2-pound tomahawk.
yeah, shrimp cocktail. Did the salad and a roll, and he ate it.
Probably using.
I don't know what the time limit was on that, but he
It
did
didn't matter.
eat it.
He ate all that stuff pretty quick. He downed it. He did. I was pretty proud. I don't know if he or any of us could have done that 72-ounce steak. I highly doubt it.
But he probably went to the bathroom and threw up. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that's too much to eat for sure.
But the first thing that went was the sausage. Like that's the first thing that
Yeah,
went.
y'all got a hell of a sausage program.
Yeah, thanks. We work on it really hard. Yeah, I'm actually about to go work on it here, like after this, and I was working on it before. Yeah, so
When
we
I-
make 3 different kinds each week. Yeah,
Regularly?
from scratch. Yeah. So
We when I was in Egypt, my mom stopped in to get the was it the Six Flags? The 6 sausage, right?
6 sausages over Texas.
Right.
Yeah.
And I haven't, I mean, it's in the freezer right now, but so don't hit me because it's not super fresh or whatever.
No, that's fine. I mean, I'm sure it'll hold just great,
But I plan on pulling it out and throw it in the smoke or whatever to warm it up or whatever because they're pre-cooked, right?
They're all pre-cooked.
But I'm pretty stoked. All of those sounded pretty legit. We've had, was it the fajita one? It was really, really good.
Yeah, chicken fajita.
Yeah. And then there was
There was a Gouda one.
Yeah, it was like a blueberry Gouda.
Berry Gouda. Yeah, it is.
That one's like that
Very Gouda.
I was I was surprised by that one.
Yeah, we
So
planned
good.
it like that. Yeah, we like to play on words for sure.
So what, I mean, do y'all pick the same 3 every week or do you kind of rotate or?
So 2 of them are standard, the jalapeno Havarti and our beefy Texan. Those are standard. And then one of them is a rotating one. So it'll be like the chicken fajita or chicken bacon ranch or our bratwurst this week. We do the Funky Town Fuego, berry Gouda. We have a chicken cordon bleu. Now we have a bacon cheeseburger one. We've got a boudin now. So we're doing a bunch of different kinds now. So.
I mean, there's only so much creativity. I mean, I don't, again, kick me for this either, but there's only so much creativity you can do with like brisket and things like that.
Yeah.
Because generally, if you're cooking it, it's all in the cook, right? It's not going to be like all the seasonings or the, flavor profile, but with your sides, your dessert, obviously, and then the sausages, you really get to be creative and y'all are like the recipes are, everything's delicious.
Thanks. I appreciate it. We work really, really hard on the sausage program and then the sides. We hope that's what people notice is that we put a lot of effort into that. And I think that's why people.
Yeah. I was saying earlier that you have 2. So you have 2 stars of the show. You have your meats and you have your sides. Like literally those are they're not competing with each other. They are hand in hand, equal, in my opinion. You have some of the best sides that I've ever come across. We are having a question though, and this might be a trade secret. I don't know, but we're being asked. I think it's your brother.
My brother-in-law.
Yeah, yep. He's asking, what temp do you consider the brisket done, and how long do you rest it for?
So that's it can go a lot of ways. Yeah. You know, like there was a time probably 2 or 3 years ago that I would have told you, and I would given you an answer and said that's what it is. You know, it's 205 degrees and you need to rest it this long or whatever. Yeah. But now I know that it could be that, or it could be something else. You know, I used to think that you had to get a brisket over 200 degrees for it to be tender, but now I know you don't. We kind of pull them like probably like 192 to like 195 and kind of let them kind of finesse into the finish a little bit. So we rest them about 12 hours. So, so yeah, any kind of combination of your cook and rest, I think you need about 20 hours of like cook time and rest time.
Does it matter like fat consistency for the brisket? Like, I mean, the thickness of it.
Yeah, for sure. And like, when you start changing different kinds of beef, you got to cook it a little different. So that's why it's like, it just depends on the brisket. Right. Yeah. Every time we change beef purveyor, we have to kind of reevaluate our process and say, hey, like, maybe that process we were doing on the other one isn't going to work the same. So,
so it's very fluid.
Yeah, for sure.
Wow. Okay.
I used to think it wasn't. I used to, and I thought I knew everything there was to know about it, but I think you can cook a brisket really, really fast and rest it for a long time. Or you can cook a brisket for a really long time and rest it just a little bit, and you're going to get good results out of both.
Yeah, there's a lot of interesting schools of thought with it, because we've got a friend of ours that does a lot of brisket cooks, and he does a phenomenal job, but he likes hot and fast. Yeah. And then I've got other friends that have done competition.
Like it hot and fast.
I've had other friends that do competition, and they do the low and slow. So.
Yeah, no, there's definitely. It just depends on your setup and like, it works out for us. Our process works out because Thomas, he comes in super early to get ribs going on. And so he can kind of determine if they're done and kind of like make sure he's making sure they're like finishing through the night. And if they feel a little tight, like they didn't loosen up in the flat, like the lean end is really what you got to worry about. That's the more difficult part to cook. Like everybody thinks it's the fatty, but you just have to try to not overcook the fatty, but you are trying to overcook the lean. So it's kind of hard to do that. Yeah. So there's kind of some different techniques we do where we probably smoke them for probably 12 to 14 hours, something like that. And then they rest for about 12 as well. So yeah, it's a real long process. Everybody thinks it's like just going from cold to like your temperature, your magic. Yeah, sorry.
No, you're okay.
I'm like moving away from this, but there's like a magic number that you need to reach, and then it's like done and perfect. But I mean, you could screw it up at that point too by not letting it come down properly. So kind of the higher the temperature of the brisket, the quicker you need to let it cool down. But you could like pull it at a different, like a lower temperature, and force it to cool down slowly, you know, and that's kind of our process. So
yeah, I'm sure there was probably a lot of trial and error at the beginning trying to figure out that sweet spot and how to do it.
Yeah, and we're pretty nerdy about it. It's like, you know, we just try to change one thing and then just see if it makes a difference.
Well,
so
him and I were brewing beer for a while, and we nerd out the same way about that. I mean, really, you start looking at the different processes, and you start, okay, what if we do this, and we could take this recipe and tweak it like this, and if we add just a little bit or take the heat down, you know, there's so much involved in it, and you can turn and make a standard recipe and really make it your own. Because just by making your minor tweaks.
Yeah. No, right before I got into barbecue, I remember I was about to get into brewing beer.
Yeah.
I remember I looked up all this stuff and I was like, I'm going to start. And that was I wanted to have a brewery for a while in my mind. I was like, that'd be so cool if I learned how to brew beer. We could have a brewery. That was like my original I haven't even thought about that in a long time, but yeah, you just kind of sparked that, I'm like, that's something that I used to dream about too. Yeah. And so, yeah, maybe I would have ended up doing that, you know, and getting super nerdy about that instead of barbecue, if I had actually just spent that $500 or whatever it was to get like all the stuff I needed.
Brew kettles and stuff.
Yeah, I think it was like $500 or $600 to get the stuff just to.
Well, ours was about $1,000. We went a little overboard, but we were getting really into it. Yeah,
nice.
But so for the people, like we've kind of hit on like the big platter and then some of the size. But for people that have not been to Dayne's, one, y'all are located at the Lola's Trailer Park, right behind. Y'all are open Friday, Saturday, Sunday from 11 till sellout.
Yeah. Okay. It's 11 to 4 is on Google because we need to put something. But it's usually sold out by 2:30. Okay. Something like that.
And so just talking about the menu, just kind of like a high level overview, what are some things that people can expect from the menu?
So it's kind of all your Texas barbecue classics. So brisket, ribs, sausage, and we make 3 different kinds. Right. Turkey, pulled pork. We also do pork belly, so our bacon brisket. Oh, yeah,
that's good.
Smoked pork belly. And then our sides are kind of your classic sides, but we try to take them up a notch. Yeah, y'all kind of hinted on that.
Yeah, they're definitely not classic. I mean, I get what you're saying. Like, they're stuff you would find, but they're each one of them are their entire meal. Like, they're so good.
Yeah, so mac and cheese.
The corn, the elote.
Yeah, flaming hot street corn.
Man, it's so good.
Our loaded red potato salad. And then we have our Frito pie beans.
Gives me the
and our
crisp with the jalapenos, though.
Applesauce.
Bro, the jalapenos, I told you.
We make Thomas makes candied jalapenos, and we top them with that. So
beans are good, but I feel like those make the beans. They like finish them out. It's so good.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and some people will just eat them right off the top, or some people will just like stir them in.
That's what I was doing.
Yeah, y'all need to start like selling those in jars.
It's kind of just like the cherry on top, but yeah, and so it's definitely a lot of effort to put into sides, and I can see why a lot of other barbecue places don't do that because. I mean, it just kind of slows things down. It just almost takes another hand in there just to do the garnishing,
Right.
But that's what sets y'all apart from other barbecue places.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, all of our hot sides get like a garnish on it, like breadcrumbs and bacon on the mac and cheese, and then the Frito pie beans get chili cheese Fritos. It gets shredded cheese, crema. And then candied jalapeno. Yeah. So
I think it's like that attention to detail though, right? That sets apart like a really good craft barbecue joint from like your normal, like go-to place that you're probably used to because of like what you just said. Like the beans are not just beans. The corn is not just corn. Like they are very much different and they're all very, very delicious.
Yeah.
Y'all done a fantastic job.
Thanks.
Really have.
Yeah. I appreciate it. And that was part of our idea in the first place is that we were going to always put in a lot of effort in the sides and our sausage program. And so I'm pretty proud that we have stuck to that and are still kind of pushing the envelope on that. So
would you say that that's what's different between your spot and maybe another barbecue joint down the road? Or what would set you apart?
Yeah, for sure. I don't know if I know many places that are making 3 different kinds of sausage and then also putting so much money and just like time and labor into the sides, I mean, we have to have an extra person just to do the garnishing of the sides. So
they're premium. I mean, they're premium. I mean, to me, they're not sides. Can you say they're not even a part of the meal? It's like absorbed into
its own entree.
For sure. A lot of people will just come and get just the sides. Yeah. So we get people that are just like,
I wouldn't be. I mean, if you were sold out of the meat, I mean, it's not that big. I mean, yeah, sure. That I want some meat, but I could just chow down on some sides too. That'd be okay
for sure. And my wife Ashley has put a lot of effort into the sides over the years, so I got to give her credit there. I mean, this isn't my operation only, I got a lot of people helping me make this happen, and she's just been my main supporter the whole way. So she's we kind of came up with the ideas together, but she's always been the one like putting in the effort and making sure that gets done. So yeah, and the desserts, the banana bourbon delight.
Yeah.
So.
Man,
Oh, so moist.
decadent. Wait, what?
What?
You?
Good Lord. You
Yeah.
just, oh my God.
We had that last time we were up there, and we all just kind of shared it because we already had the meat sweats, but like it was so good.
Yeah,
Man,
no,
it was
for
so
sure.
good.
Someone said in our chat, so about that brisket burger.
Pero like underscore let's
Yeah,
eat.
so I haven't had that yet. I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah, it's a new development. Brisket burgers. Yeah,
All right.
we're doing a kind of like a double patty. It's white American, yellow American cheese, red onion, and a burger sauce that Thomas made up. It's kind of like a tangy kind of. Like a cane sauce or something kind of like that. Yeah, that goes on it on a sesame brioche bun that we toast.
Good
everything
Lord.
like that. Yeah, so we kind of had to do that out of necessity because beef prices are going up, and we already had when you trim a brisket, you get a certain amount of beef out
Right.
of it. I mean, it's gonna. I mean, if you get a 15-pound brisket, I'll probably get 2 pounds off of there that I can't keep on the brisket.
Yeah.
And it's got to go into either sausage or burgers or something. And we can't be putting it in the trash. So,
So necessity is making something awesome, though. is
yeah,
what it comes down to.
and it turned out great. And so, yeah, we're so basically I'm on the flat top now. Yeah. So,
Man,
Thomas is on the board. We're just doing burgers on Fridays and Sundays right now, though, because Saturdays are pretty busy. And, we just didn't want to put that on ourselves on every single day. And we're trying to promote Fridays and Sundays because everybody knows about Saturdays.
Right.
We've been doing that for 2 years almost. So, but Friday and Sunday, if you want to come out and have a burger, you can do that. And then we have our full menu too. So
That's awesome.
Yeah. We're working on doing fries, but it's just kind of a lot to like run the operation we've got with barbecue and the flat top in there and a fryer. And I mean, there's only so many people that can fit in there. So, yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like you're finally, getting to the point where you can you've got a whole team. It seems like you've got a whole team now. It's not just a few of you doing it. You got a team.
Yeah, for sure.
And then, so Thomas is is he a pit master now? Is that
Yeah,
how it works?
yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, we're both pit masters.
Yeah.
So he kind of does the morning stuff. I do the late stuff. So I'm doing briskets and pork butts, pork bellies. He does ribs, turkey, and sausage.
Yeah.
We both make sausage together and trim stuff up together and season and everything like that. But yeah,
That's
so
awesome.
yeah, he was a customer at one of our pop-ups at Panther Island Brewing. So that was about a little more than 2 years ago. He was just like, man, this food's awesome. And it's like, well, I need people that think it's awesome and can help us grow, And I was like, hey, if you ever want to come out and see the process, come out. And so he came before we had a pop-up and just haven't not cooked with him since. He's just been there.
He went all in, huh?
Yeah, for sure. He was working full-time, like in Dallas. He lived in Denton.
Yeah.
Yeah, he lived in Denton, worked in Dallas, and worked full-time and would come here and cook barbecue with me for like a year and a half.
Yeah.
Just to make sure like we could keep building this business. So he's a huge part of our success because it's not something you can do by yourself,
Yeah.
And then my wife Ashley has made the sides all along, and we brought in a new guy, Chris. He's worked at a couple places locally. I think he worked at Tokyo Cafe for a little while, and he's kind of bounced around a little bit, but he was a customer as well. And he was just like, man, this stuff's really good. And, I'd love to work with y'all. And so he's been helping with sides and kind of being a prep cook. So maybe we'll see, if we can promote him to the pit once we need it, but we kind of have to have him doing what we need him to do right now. But eventually he'll probably move into maybe doing more stuff on the pit and everything. So
That's cool. And then the Lovins, the Lovins kind of help out on the weekends too, right?
Yeah. They run food on Saturdays. So we just now got these little buzzers though. So that might help when we're like kind of moderately busy. We can give a buzzer and then.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. It's just, sometimes it's been hard for us to find runners all the time. Like, because it's just hard to find somebody that wants to work very part-time, So,
Do you know our connection with them? Have they said anything? Probably not.
I don't think so.
Okay. So FYI, John taught all of us. He was our health teacher back in the day.
Okay.
And then I worked with Nancy forever because we both worked at Castleberry for a very long time. And so
Nice.
I've known, we all have, but I mean, I've known them for a very long time. And so
Nice,
it's cool seeing them on the weekends when we go up there too, because like I don't hardly see them anymore.
Yeah,
but
they're awesome, and they're like kind of our final contact with the customer. They go and drop the food off and make sure everybody's good. And yeah, I mean we've just got kind of the dream team for sure right now, and that's what's hard is I kind of want to keep things small and like just really focus on putting out the best food, but I'm feeling the pressure to kind of grow. And with that, you got to bring in more people, and
for sure,
it's harder to manage more people and trust more people and everything like that.
How has that been? Like that, letting things go?
It's been kind of difficult for me. You know,
I think I would have that same problem
for sure. No, I mean, especially with this business was kind of built around the idea of trying to pursue perfection with barbecue.
Yeah,
and so it's definitely hard for me to let go because attention to detail is like the main thing that we're focused on.
It's your baby.
So,
It's your baby.
Yeah, for sure.
Your name's kind of on it.
Yeah.
So.
And so if I sometimes I feel bad at like looking over people's shoulder and being like, hey, like, why'd you do it exactly like that or whatever? But I'm trying to learn to, you know, just encourage and just kind of train instead of just nitpick at people. You know, like,
no, I hear you.
So yeah, no, it's been kind of hard to let go, but I'm kind of accepting that now and everything. But yeah, for the first, you know, several weeks, I was like, you know, working 90 hours a week, you know, just they're like, you know, we can do some of this stuff or whatever. And I'm just like, you know, I got it or whatever. Or
life's only going to get easier when you start letting those things go.
Yeah. But
that's cool.
But yeah, but we just want to get everybody trained up and make sure that we're putting out the right products. But Thomas is on the board now. And so he's slicing up just the same way I would.
Yeah.
And so that's nice. So I'm basically just on the flat top now on Fridays and
cool,
Sundays.
man.
Yeah, just cooking burgers and stuff. So that's been a fun change of pace, but I'm probably not going to like it as much once it gets like 100 degrees. It's like super hot. Now I've like graduated to the hottest spot in the trailer.
Right.
So, yeah.
That's when you move him back. He's like, okay, you're going to do burgers now. And
Yeah. Yeah.
sorry about your luck.
Yep. Yep.
So you brought the whole crew out to Red Dirt this past weekend. Tell us about that.
Yeah, that was a blast. Yeah. Been looking forward to Red Dirt for a long time. It's kind of one of the more prestigious barbecue festivals you can get invited to. So it's just kind of like a showcase of some of the best barbecue in Texas. And then it turns into a concert at night.
Nice.
Yeah, it was supposed to be in 2020. Of course, it got postponed. It was supposed to be.
Did something happen in 2020?
Yeah,
Must have
I
missed
don't remember.
yeah. So we were super pumped, and we kind of had our ideas about what we were going to cook figured out a long time ago, and but it was kind of hard to make the decision to have to shut down the whole weekend. We have such a small crew that we just it's a lot of revenue lost, and it was kind of like. As we felt like we were getting a little momentum, it was like we had to make this decision to just shut down for 3 days. And I hate to do that to customers too when they're expecting you to be open and then they're like, "What? Where are they?" You know, or so it was kind of hard to get over that. But you know, we went out there and we had a really good plan to like cook a whole hog. And
I saw the pictures. That looked awesome.
So we brought cinder blocks out there. We built a whole hog pit, brought like a 90-pound hog out there, split it up on Friday night and started burning down coals, cooked it all overnight. Thomas stayed up with that thing all night. He didn't get any sleep.
It seemed like a long weekend.
Yeah.
A lot of work.
Yeah. I got 2 hours of sleep. I got to where I was like, all right, I'm just going to drive to the hotel, sleep for 2 hours and come back. And that's what I did. Took a shower, came right back. And then we cooked steaks, did prime ribeye steaks. We had this really cool steak dish that we put together. We did baked potato shots. So that was something cool. I don't know if you saw that on Instagram.
Yeah.
that was just kind of a silly little thing we figured out. We were going to do like these little petite potatoes and flash fry them in beef fat and then just season them and put it with like the steak. But then when we were test kitchening, I was just like, man, this looks like a little mini baked potato. We were like, we've got the stuff to make it. And so we just made this little miniature baked potato. And we were like, start giving them out to people at Lola's. And they were like, man, these are really cool, And we were just like, maybe we should do that. And so people thought it was really cool, So we did. That was our VIP dish, was like a steak and potatoes dish that we
awesome.
did. Yeah. And so we did smoked, reverse seared prime ribeye steaks.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So that was pretty expensive.
And you brought that with you tonight, right? Like we're gonna have that next, or
I've been
There's the
saying
prime rib and the.
I didn't even get to eat a
shot?
lot of all that, Yeah.
I'm sure it was just a lot of work.
It was so busy that I didn't get a whole lot of time. But then, we did sausage out there, 2 kinds of house-made sausage. Did smoked pork belly, our bacon brisket.
Yeah.
So, we cooked like 4 different things, and we had just basically a fire going the entire time. So,
Wow.
Yeah, it was fun.
So although you had to cut out of Fort Worth, which I know you appreciate your customers. You're always on Instagram and social media and chatting with people and reposting and everything like that. But it's got to be good for name recognition, right? To do something like that somewhere that you've not been, with a bunch of musicians and other barbecue spots, right?
Yeah, for sure. There was some really big name people there that I've looked up to for a long time. So being on the same stage as them was it was a huge honor for sure. So. Definitely a place like 2M Smokehouse. They're just a place we really, really look up to. And all those guys were like hanging out with us like at our spot while we're cooking the whole hog. And they're cool. So it was pretty cool, man. It was one of the highlights of the year for sure. And it was cool to just kind of get back to normal. It kind of felt normal again. So It's been a while since we got to like enjoy time with the barbecue community and our friends and get out,
Right.
So it was a good treat for the crew, and it was good like team building kind of experience. It's just like getting in the trenches and like cooking your ass off, and just like it kind of builds morale, and kind of gets everybody fired up. And so we're kind of excited to move forward now for sure.
Wish I would have tasted that hog.
It's good, man. Yeah, we made some of our apple slaw with it too. Yeah,
very
good stuff. Yeah, God. We had the head of it like just like displayed afterwards, like on the butcher block,
with an apple or.
No, with a bottle of whiskey and sunglasses on. Yeah,
that's even better.
Yeah.
Did you ever think about like drilling a hole on top and just doing like a ski shot with?
No.
No,
No, come on. No, that's too much. That's just too much.
That's pretty good to me.
That sounds
But you're a
unsanitary
weirdo.
and
Come on, don't be a weenie. Just do it.
So what is your future for Dayne's? Like, what do you expect in like the next year or two?
So my plan is to stay at Lola's.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people ask me if I want to get in a brick and mortar. I don't like the idea of that at all, especially after COVID, everything we've learned about, being locked into something like that.
Oh yeah.
It's just kind of a scary idea now. So I don't see any sense in changing the plan of what we got going on.
Cool.
I might get another trailer that sits right behind that one. We'll see if maybe Lola's can build a little bit of infrastructure to help us just kind of grow. We might be working on trying to put a walk-in cooler there and just like do some things that's going to help us do like late night food and add more days. But right now we're just kind of with the refrigeration we have, we just kind of capped out, So like that's one of the main logistical challenges we have for growth is just trying to figure out, some of those issues for sure.
Yeah. So keep growing within the spot that you're in. Seems like you've got a pretty good relationship with Lola's already then, right?
Yeah, for sure. That's the first place I ever sold barbecue that wasn't in my front yard. So it's almost 3 years ago. We did a pop-up there, and that was like the first one at the rummage sale.
Yeah.
So it was in the exact spot that you walk up and order right now. Like,
oh, really?
Yeah, that same 10 by 10 area is like where we had a popped up tent. So it's pretty cool that 3 years later we're serving in the exact same spot.
It's full circle.
Yep.
And it's mutually beneficial because if we go get food from you, we're gonna stop and get a beer from them too, right? Or vice versa. If we go to Lola's on a weekend, like early on, we're gonna stop and get, even if a side is the only thing available, we're gonna get that, right?
Yeah, for sure.
It's definitely a good situation y'all are in.
Pickled jalapenos.
Yeah, no, for sure.
We'll take 3 jars.
Yeah, see, and we want to be able to do more of that kind of stuff, but it's kind of hard right now with the refrigeration we've got. So
Tim, you had something on here, right?
Yeah. So I found here featured in Texas Monthly last year.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, that's kind of a big deal that's the Texas magazine, right?
Yeah. It was like 3 or 4 weeks before the pandemic shut down. Yeah. Daniel Vaughn is kind of the person that if you're in barbecue, he needs to eat your food,
Yeah.
And, he's kind of that number one barbecue critic that you hope walks through your door, but you kind of are a little nervous when he does. So.
His Twitter's barbecue snob.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
Barbecue
Yeah,
snob.
that's it.
BBQ
Yeah.
snob. Yeah.
Yeah, and he goes on like national TV a lot, like talking about just barbecue nationwide, but his specialty is Texas, and he's the barbecue editor for Texas Monthly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So what I'm waiting for to happen is you always see like Franklin's in Austin, right?
Yeah.
That's like the number one. I'm waiting for like, Chef Show or something like that, like a new movie and seeing your face on it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm waiting for.
Pull up to Lola's.
Because I will say, and there's a lot of people that will fight me for this, but I think that your barbecue is in direct, like I would say, like even with Franklin's, like you're on that same plane.
Yeah.
Franklin's is an awesome brisket, and you have a awesome brisket, just separated by 3 hours and some change.
Yeah, for sure. No, I mean they definitely cook a lot more of them than we do.
Yeah. They've got a lot more. They've got a lot more of quantity coming out, but really, I mean, like if you've only had Franklin's and you're from the Austin area and you're listening and you come up here to Fort Worth, I told one of my friends because he loves all that barbecue stuff, and he went to Heim. He was like, it was great, and I was like, I'll take you to a better spot. And I'm not trying to knock Heim, but I was like, I'll take you to a better spot. Yeah. Next time he comes through, I'm gonna bring him to you because he's got that Austin barbecue, and the only barbecue he's had here is Heim. And I'm like, I'm gonna take you someplace that's gonna put you onto what Fort Worth's got.
Yeah, for sure. No, and I imagine it gets harder as you start cooking more.
Yeah.
More briskets and more people have their hands on your food, and that kind of comes back to what we're talking about. It's hard to let go because then you might let go of some of that, people feeling that way about the food that they can see the effort that takes it a step above, But
I'm just waiting to see your face on the big screen, just because, just like they did with Franklin, down there, because I thought that was really cool, and I'm like, that could happen here.
Well, Kevin's like a huge advocate of his barbecue also.
Yeah.
Like he says it's the best here in Fort Worth, right?
Casillas, yeah.
Yeah, we've got a friend that is a huge barbecue snob as well.
Yeah.
And he makes some really good barbecue himself, but he will just cut places down to the bone.
He'll die on the cross for your barbecue.
He loves Dayne's, for sure.
Yeah.
No, I appreciate that people recognize everything that we put into it, and it's a constant thing on my mind. I'm just always thinking about how we can make it better, and that's all I've been.
The moment you stop doing that is the moment you probably need to step away.
Yeah,
because I say that for a lot of like industries in general. If you aren't wanting to grow and continue to learn, then you have no business doing what you're doing at that point.
Yeah, for sure. No, and right now, like I think we've got the food dialed in pretty good, and we're just trying to figure out how to grow now. So I learned a lot about barbecue, and now I need to learn a lot about like running a business. So that's kind of the new challenge I'm on, and managing people and just managing, the whole thing. And it's just, it's a different challenge for me than I've been used to.
Right.
So,
you're passionate about it. So that's definitely a plus, right?
Yeah,
you're doing
sure.
something you love with people that you love, your family and friends now, right? So, I mean, it really probably can't get much better than that. Sounds awesome.
Yeah, no, it's great. I always think about what I was doing before, which was my last job that I quit. I was just moving boxes. It was literally you see a box, you pick it up and you put it over here, and it was information management. So
right,
just those file boxes. I was just moving those and storing them. There's a warehouse that had probably 500,000 boxes in it, and it was my job to go through and find them. And you had to move them around to find them on the different shelves.
You mean you weren't passionate about that?
No. It screwed up my back. It was just like a lot of the time I was just thinking about barbecue and like, taking little breaks to like, do some stuff on Instagram or whatever.
I shouldn't be here moving these goddamn boxes everywhere.
Yeah. So no, I'm kind of, I need to stop back by there and just be like, hey, remember that barbecue thing I was doing? Like check it out. So
they probably know.
Yeah.
Honestly, you're in like, Texas Monthly right? Texas Monthly.
Texas Monthly.
You were best of last year for
Reader's Choice, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like
Fort Worth Magazine. Yeah.
Some big deals. They know. They know you're into brisket now and barbecue.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And Texas Monthly is going to have their new top 50 list this year. So that's something that we're, hoping that we could be on. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
So we'll
I
see.
feel like you deserve it. I mean,
absolutely.
I saw the list. Did they do it last year? I don't know if they did it last year.
No, it's every 4 years.
Oh, okay.
So the last one was 2017.
Yeah, that's when I saw then. Yeah.
Yeah. And that one was, I think Snows was number 1. Number 2 was Franklin.
Right.
And then number 3 was Cadillac. I could rattle off the whole top 10 there, but yeah.
Looking at that list, I feel like y'all absolutely deserve to be up there. I mean, for sure. And I know that list is pretty coveted. And so, I mean, be prepped for when you are on that list.
Yeah.
Because y'all are going to be
we need to
out of the park.
We need to get a bigger smoker. That's the next thing. Yeah. So we're going to get a 1,000 gallon. We've got a 500 right now that we work on, but
nice.
So then we'll have a 1,000 and a 500. So that'll be, we could probably cook like 40 briskets at that point. So
good Lord.
We'd be able to like triple our output once we get that. But we just need people to come out. I don't know if we'll ever need that, So we just need enough people to want to come out and eat our barbecue, So
Well, if you're listening or watching, we go to Dayne's. We love Dayne's. We've talked about Dayne's. Go check out their barbecue. Friday, Saturday, Sunday from 11 to 3 is usually when they sell out. 2 to 3, right?
Sometimes around earlier. There. Yeah, check the social media. We'll put a post out to let people know that we sold out. But
do yourself a favor and get the platter. Go with the whole group, and that way you can try everything like we did, because you're going to want to try a little bit of everything, because it's worth it. It's so good,
and you will get more. You'll run out of sausage, and you'll have to get more.
Yeah, we had to go back and get more sausage. We still had lots of meats, but we wanted more sausage.
Yeah, a lot of people come back for something for later at late night snack or something
for sure.
Yeah.
So anything that you want to tell people before we close out?
Just support local. I mean, that's been something that we've been trying to support over at Lola's. There's a lot of local businesses trying to survive and grow right now. And so, Chick-fil-A is going to be all right,
No way.
So just try to support local with everything you do, and, if you're ever in the area, come check us out. So
cool. And they can find you on social media, and do you have a website?
Yeah, it's Dayne'sCraftBarbecue.com, and then all the social media is Dayne, DAYNE TX BBQ.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Cool. And we'll make sure to link that in our show notes and the YouTube and the Twitch. So, man, we really appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, no problem.
I don't know if I mentioned this, but we were real excited about this. So thank you for coming on.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you all for watching. If you're doing so on YouTube or Twitch, please, please, please leave a like right now. Subscribe, follow us. If you don't already follow us on social media, you can find us at the Funky Panther on all the things. And then you can find us at thefunkypanther.com as well. Really appreciate you. Stay good, everybody. I'm Chad.
I'm Javier.
And I'm Tim.
And I'm Dayne.
And we are
the Funky Panther.
We got a bass.
Yeah.
There we go.
Oh my God. I got to deepen my voice a little bit.